Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and today I'm here for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop. This week I had a choice. I could do a page about fall or about Halloween, and my family's all grown up now and we don't really celebrate Halloween, but I love Halloween. I always have. Also, I really love all the new products that come out at this time of year, so I decided to do Halloween anyway, and I permitted myself one new Halloween product. So what I got was that sticker sheet by Crate Paper from the Hey Pumpkin collection, and it cost me $5. That's it. The rest of the stuff was in my current day-to-day scrapbooking stash, and it's easy to put together a Halloween kit because all you really need is kind of orange and black, let's face it. I also went through my tools and found something wonky. So I found these frames with the wonky stitching around the edges, as well as that stencil by Kaisercraft called Distressed Dots. Now I'll speak more about these products as I use them, and I'll also list the products, the links, and the links to the Scrapbook Nerd online shop in the comments below. So I'm starting off with 3 photos that I trimmed in advance, 3 inches by 4 inches, and I have these 3 pieces of paper right now, and I'm going to create my foundation page. Now what I want is a border at the top of the page, and I want it to be kind of ripped. So what you're going to see me do is take a pencil and sort of draw a line, and basically I want the ripping to come down in a V, and I want it to be offside a bit. So basically it's the dip in the V is about 4 inches in from the left side, and I'm going to put approximate measurements on the screen so you can see or follow along as to what I'm doing here. And you'll see in a minute as well, I sort of do the same thing with that orange paper because I want to create a border, a ripped border of orange behind the ripped part on the white paper. The paper I'm using is from the Vicki Boutin Wildflower and Honey collection. It's her newest collection. So like I said, it's pretty easy to find Halloween-y type paper. All you got to really do is look for orange and black and you should be able to make it work. As you can see, I'm speeding up the camera here right now, and like I said, I'm ripping along just using that white paper as a guide and ripping that orange paper. Now I will trim that orange paper because I don't want to waste the orange paper that's going to be simply hidden behind the white paper. And what I'm going to do is rip a bit at the bottom as well. Now this one's going to be considerably smaller, and I'm doing it, it's about 3 inches long and about 1.5 inches up. And I'm going to do the same thing with that orange paper as well. Now once I have these 2 bits of orange paper, what I'm going to do is adhere them behind the white paper, and then that white piece, I'm going to adhere that to the black and white stripe paper. Now if I weren't doing this for YouTube or on a video, I would probably trim that white and black striped paper and just piece it up behind this front piece for the foundation. But just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to waste all that white and black paper just for this video. So if you're doing this at home, maybe you don't want to waste all that paper. So I have my foundation piece here, and now what I'm going to do is create frames for those photos. So I take 2 of those dies and I'm going to place one inside the other, and what that's going to do is create a frame. And like I said, there's kind of an embossed stitching on that that's a little bit wonky, a bit crooked. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the screen, but it is there. And off camera, I cut a whole bunch more of these frames out. So what I'm going to do is adhere 3 together. I want these to kind of look like a frame that would hang on the wall. Now I decided to use this kind of beige gray paper to put underneath the black. I guess I was hoping for a little bit of a contrast effect, and it's extremely subtle, but it is there. So ultimately what I'm saying is that I don't know if it was worth doing it, but it was no big deal. Anyway, what I'm doing here is framing up these photos, and then what I am going to do is place a band behind these photos, a strip of paper. My goal here is to have a strip across the middle where the photos will be, and on the right hand side there will be a vertical border, and that will be created with all those stickers that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Now for the paper that I'm going to place behind there, I hesitate between this beigey colored cardstock and the black, and I don't know if you can really see that cardstock there, but it's embossed with a wood grain. It's super beautiful. I have no idea if it's a new product or not, but I did find it on the Scrapbook Nerd online shop, so I will link that up as well, because it's no more expensive than regular cardstock. It comes in 3 colors last time I checked, and it's super beautiful. Now what I'm doing is using that stencil to stencil some ink along the right hand side of the page. Basically that's going to serve as a foundation to where my border will be, and that border, like I said, is going to be created with those stickers. So I'm using a sponge brayer, black StazOn ink, and I'm just starting the brayer from the right towards the left, but I want it to be kind of unequal when it arrives at the left, and I guess I sort of succeed. I find the light, it's kind of pale, the ink. Maybe I need to re-ink my ink pad, but whatever. I'm good enough with that for the time being. Now what I'm going to do is adhere my photos with some foam adhesive, and I struggle a bit with that because it's extremely sticky, this foam adhesive. Again, I'll link this up in the comments below with all of the other products I'm using. Now what I will do is adhere 2 of these 3 photos to that strip of paper, but the third one, that's going to be the one on the far right, I'm going to keep it separate for the time being because I want to play around with decorations before I adhere that, because I'll want to probably put some decorations coming out from underneath that photo. So I continue doing this. These are photos, I probably mentioned it already, but they're my siblings in 1964, and I find Halloween super creepy in 1964. If you look closely at the costumes, they really are quite something, but at the same time, wow, Mom, you know, dressing up all those kids, it must have been quite something. Anyway, kind of funny. So I'm going to place that down here, and now what I'm going to do is show you my decorations. So what I did off camera is that I removed a bunch of the stickers and I placed them on wax paper, some of them, and others I actually put cardstock behind them, because I find stickers are really economical to use, which is great. Like I said, that sticker sheet, which has 2 sheets on it, was $5, and there's titles on it, there's larger decorations, there's smaller decorations, and they are totally adorable. There's even silver accents. But when I'm using them as decorations, they immediately stick to the page. So by placing them on wax paper and cutting out the wax paper, that permits me to play around with placement. And by putting cardstock behind some of the pieces, that permits me to add foam adhesive to these pieces so that they pop up off the page. So not only do I have stickers, it's almost like I'm making my own little ephemera pack as well. So I will be playing around with the placement in a minute, but what you see me doing here is, for whatever reason, that black cardstock was a little bit shorter than the white one. So I took that trimmer, which is new to me, by the way, by Tim Holtz, and it's like a guillotine trimmer, 12 inches. Totally love it. I was able to slice through all those layers, no problem, and it's really straight. Anyway, continuing with my decorations here, some of them, like I said, will be popped up on foam adhesive, and I have my title there, Boo to You, and you know, playing around with these decorations. And once I'm happy with it, I start adhering everything to the page. I felt I needed a little bit more space at the top of the page, so I lifted that strip and brought it down a bit, that strip of paper with the photos on it. And the adhesive I use, that's the one with the red there that you see on the right hand side of the screen. That one permits me to move around my products a little bit, move around the pieces that I've adhered for a little bit of time before it becomes permanent. So I'll list that up in the comments below as well. Anyway, I'm going to continue playing around with this and creating my border, and I don't know what else I could say about this. At one point, I'm going to take a sponge brayer out and I'm going to add some more lines with a stencil just almost underneath that middle photo there. And that stencil that I will be using is one I use all the time by Echo Park. Those are letters. That is from the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection. They're called Sarah, I think. And I wanted to add the date 1964 because I find the year 1964 super cool. So I thought I wanted to, I thought it would be nice to add it to my border. There I go with the lines and that stencil. They didn't come out very dark, but that's okay. I still will have a place to put my journaling. And what I did was I went back to those stickers. Like I said, there's big stickers, small stickers, and title stickers. And I wanted to add something small. So I end up going with those silver stars. And I add a few of them in a few of the spots. And to finish off the page, all I'm doing here is taking that ripped edge and dragging my fingernail along with it just to make it a little bit more distressed. And then I continue by actually rolling it forward. And I like to do that at the end because had I done that beforehand, the stickers that go over that ripped border, they wouldn't have laid flat on the page. So that's why I'm doing it at the end. So my page is just about finished here. I do my journaling off camera, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the Scrapbook Nerd YouTube channel, and be sure to check out their online shop. Believe me, they're getting new stuff all the time. Lots and lots of fun new products. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.